Alright guys, stay tuned if you want to see how I created stuff like this. Alright guys, welcome back to yet another video. As you can see by the intro, I was having a little mess around the other day with dropping strawberries and orange bits into a fish tank full of water, as you do. Had some fun doing it. Today I want to try and take you through the process and the setup that I had set up in the dining room, much to the wife's delight, and I want to take you through the process of how I got them shots and the photography and clips and stuff that you're seeing at the start there. Let's fire up the laptop. Alright guys, so this is basically the setup that I had. So here it is, not the most professional, but second-hand fish tank, me S20 on my tripod, and with some black foam board as well for a background. And there's me Fruity Delight I was using. And I have my two LED fill panel lights on stands as well for extra light. Filming wise, I did it in 120 frames per second because I knew I was going to be slowing it down anyway with the fruit dropping into the water. Sort of quite low ISO because I knew how I had my fill lights on there as well. I wanted to darken it down in post-production anyway. So here is the clip that I ended up with straight from my phone. Quite a cool little clip, but we need to do some colour grading, colour correction on it. Let's try and get that background as dark as possible. So up the contrast quite a lot and just drop the shadows and the blacks and whites. That looks a lot better already, to be honest with you, but it's still lacking some sort of exposure, I think, so I'll knock that up a bit. And there's a few bits there I can't really get rid of. It was like the reflection on the glass. That's just basically down to not being a professional and doing it quite quickly. But it looks a lot better already. Definitely darker in the background, and you can still see those colours. Sorry guys, I'll just stop you there just to reiterate the point that this it's not professional in any way. This is just my process of how I do things, and there's a lot of other people that would do it a very different way, probably a better way as well. But this is my sort of process and learning this program, and I will get better. So bear with us. If you have got constructive criticism about how to do things, drop them in the comments below, and I'll have a little tinker with it and see if I can get a bit quicker and a bit faster with me process. Anyway, back to the video. So let's just clip it because I want it to start. I want the clip to start as like a few frames before it actually drops in, because I had a good bunch of frames that I didn't use. Let's clip that there, and then let's try and find a spot where I want to slow it down, which will be as soon as it hits the water. So you do your time remapping for speed and drop that down. I've dropped it down to 20% of its original speed, and 20% of 120 is 24. So that's 24 frames per second. As you can see there, that looks a hell of a lot better. I want to adjust where it comes in. So you move those little sliders there, just adjust it along. You can do that in your effects controls panel, but I seem to do it this way. I don't know why. But I've moved that along a bit so it should slow down just as it hits the water. And all the slow motion is basically when it's underwater, which is what I wanted. Let's quickly go on to the curves here and put a little bit of an S curve on it, just to try and boost those lights a little bit and drop the darkness down again. So I think those fill lights helped a massive deal here. That's what's given the clarity on the fruit basically. That seems to be working. In slow motion looks cool. Let's stick on a bit of a film dissolve or dip to black on the end of it. Put that on there, extend it by a little bit, just to finish off the clip. Let's move into some sort of sound design next, I think. So I use all my sounds from epidemicsound.com. Absolute great platform. As you can see there, I'm dropping in a splash sound basically. This video is sped up by 200%, so the sounds are going to sound a little bit weird at this moment, but until you see the final piece. So I've just added in like an underwater ambient sort of sound there as well, just to give that illusion that it's actually underwater. Yeah, let's just adjust those. That sounds good, that. And that's just a little jingle that I got from Epidemic Sound again as well. Let's just put a little bit of a fade on the start of that. Exponential fade it's called in audio transitions. So that'll fade in quite nicely after the plop, the splash of the fruit. Let's just cut that at the end. Get rid of the stuff we don't need. And put another transition on the audio. Just to fade it out quite nicely. With the footage fading out as well at the same time. That sounds good. I need to add some text in, I think, next. So find me spot where I want the text to come in. Just go with Fruity Splash or something like that, just for argument's sake. The new popular brand that's coming out. And just find a font for it and change the spacing so it's not like spaced out. Kerning, I think it's called. And we'll have a little make that bold, make the fruity word bold. I think that looks quite cool. We'll just stick an effect on the front video transition, just to blend it in. Clip all the end off. That looks good enough for now. And we'll have some sort of subheading, I think, but I want the text to carry on after the footage has sort of disappeared. So the type is just by itself. So I'll extend that a bit. Make it a bit longer, I think. And then we'll have some sort of subheading to go underneath it to fade in after the footage is faded out. Expand your taste. There you go. Cheesy, but it'll do for argument's sake. I'm not a professional in any way. This is the first time I've actually been doing one of these run-throughs for you as well, guys, so bear with us. But yeah, we'll stick that subheading underneath, something like that. Bear in mind, I've only been using Adobe Premiere Pro for like what, 6 to 8, 9 months, something like that. We'll stick a gradient wipe on the subheading. Have that sort of coming in from the left. There you go. That looks quite cool. But anyway, photography wise was a lot harder. I don't have best mode on my pro mode on my phone, so I literally just had to capture the moment the best I could, which took a long time. Must have been about 50 or 60 attempts just to get a good shot. For settings wise, I think the shutter speed was on 1/2000, I think it was. ISO quite low again. Manual focus, obviously, which to test that, I literally just put my hand in the water and moved the slider up and down to try and focus on that best I could. And that was pretty much it, really. Right, so guys, let's open up the raw file from one of the pictures I've taken. There it is there. Sorry, this is recorded actually like through my phone on the screen, because for some reason the screen recorder didn't record me working on the raw file, which is beyond me. I don't understand that. But anyway, let's do the same sort of process that we did with the footage and darken all those blacks down. Try and boost the highlights and the whites. Drop them blacks down. Get that background nice and dark. And let's try and boost that texture. Try and get the clarity of the splashes in the water up. That looks cool. Yeah, just messing around with those really. And put the vibrance up so we'll get the red of the strawberry up. That look really cool. Right, let's open up this image and have a go with this. There we go. So we'll just crop it to size, get rid of that bottom bit. And let's try and get rid of some of the bits of white and bubbles and things that we didn't want around the strawberry. We'll get rid of all those. So just use your brush tool basically with black and get rid of all that. Start and go around the strawberry. All the little bubbles, get rid of those. I'll zoom in here. We'll get close to the strawberry. So it literally just brings out that strawberry a lot better. So it's focused on that basically. So we go around all them. Clean it all up. Top bit. We'll do the same on the top. Get rid of some of those splashes that we don't really need in. It's going to give the photo quite a lot of definition. Get rid of all this, clean it up. And I'll say it again, I'm not a professional at this, especially not photography. I've got more into experience in Photoshop, but you know, it's a learning curve. Something I enjoy. So yeah, get rid of those final bits there, and that's pretty much it. It's come out perfect. I also tried some long exposure shots as well with dripping water into wine glass and stuff like that, as you can see here. Right, there you go guys. Hopefully you've picked up a couple tips and picked up the idea to go and try this yourself and make a mess of your own living room. If you like this video, like it, share it, remember to subscribe for more. Cheers guys.